G'day, Australian patriots. This is obviously me. Just a quick one. We've been hunting around trying to find bits and pieces to, I suppose, give credibility to Article 61 of the Magna Carta, which is lawful rebellion. Now, Larry Hennigan has just published a link, which is the Magna Carta in plain English, with all of the relevant articles and clauses marked. And guess what? Article 61 is marked. Now, those of you who don't know who Larry is, there's a link in attached to this live vid. Please go to that link, read it, understand it, and just remember that we are being inundated at the moment with censorship, with misinformation, with distraction tactics, with people slandering us, telling us or telling you that we are all full of it, that Article 61 doesn't apply anymore because of the 1227, I think it was, 1227 amendments. That's not true. In fact, that is far from the truth. The Article 61 is still very relevant, but you have to think about this. We have been dissuaded, if you like. We have been conned. We have been told if we pursue anything against the government, we'll be locked up. This government, they work for us. We don't work for them. So of course they're going to say things like that. It's like anything else. If you corner a rat, it's going to fight to get out. And this is what our career politicians, their unlawful political parties, and their whack job supporters are doing to us right now. I have to ask everyone to share my posts wherever you can, because I can't. And in fact, most of my posts don't have a share on them. They don't have a share button on them because it's been removed. Now, apparently, according to Facebook, that's a glitch which they're working on to try and find out why it is, because all of my posts go out public. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that don't be conned by all the bullshit in the marketplace, because it's just that. It's all bullshit. We are so far, down the track of our lawful rebellion that they're getting worried. People are starting to wake up. People are registering with our Aussie Patriots roll, which you can do too by sending me an email at grahamjeffs@outlook.com. It's a secure email, and it's also the registration details. Your details will be secure in an encrypted database. So, and please don't put your details on social media. Don't send me a personal message. It's not private. That's why we're using the secure email. Only send your details through to me, and it's your full details as is listed on the electoral roll. If you're not on the electoral roll, on your rates notice, if you haven't got a rates notice on your driver's license, or something that can prove that you're a bona fide Aussie. Because when we make our move, we want to make sure all our ducks are in a row, and all of the people that are behind us, all of the Aussie Patriots, are actually real people, not fictitious people, if you like. And to do that, we have to have your real details and your real contact details, your real full name, and preferably a mobile number, because we can contact you securely by email and text message, not social media, because we're not telegraphing our plans. And you've also got Canberra for the People, which is Vincent Ashley, yeah. His program too. Have a look at that. You can also email me for the details on that if you like as well. But we're not telegraphing what we're doing. We're just, obviously we have to telegraph some of what we're doing. At the moment, we're building our numbers. We're finding out who out there are Aussie Patriots and who are pretenders, and sorting out, those who seek to stop us from exercising our common law rights and our constitutional right. And our constitutional right basically is government at our will, which we're not getting at the moment. Now I hear, everyone's raving on how Mr. Morrison is doing such a great job, when in fact we're probably 1% growth away from a recession. great job. We see our Pacific Oceania Pacific neighbours with growth of 5, 6, 7%, and we're giving these people millions and millions of dollars. No wonder their growth is good, because we're funding it. I don't really want to get in a slanging match with our career politicians, because it's not worth it. What I want to do is make sure everyone knows exactly what we have to do, and that is we have to come together. Put everything else aside. It's not about religion. It's not about some one person or another person's ego. It's not about whether you think that the government is doing a good job. They're unlawful. Their political parties are unlawful. That makes them unconstitutional, which means that they shouldn't be there. All right, I see Malcolm Roberts from One Nation rabbiting on. I know I'm going to get a lot of bagging for this, but rabbiting on about how he says that we should stick to smaller parties because the big parties are out of control. I'm sorry, Malcolm, but your party's unlawful too, mate. You're an incorporated entity. You can't, under our lawful constitution, you're unlawful. So don't rabbit on about smaller parties. We know that you're only trying to protect your own ass, and we're still waiting for you to answer me when you're going to talk to me or Wayne or Larry or somebody about our lawful constitution, because you keep telling us, oh, it's not as easy as standing up in the Senate and calling the government out for continually breaching our lawful constitution, Section 44 in particular, ineligible people sitting in our parliament. So, Malcolm Roberts, the invitation is still there, and it's still sitting on the table from Wayne Blue as well. So if you really, really believe that you're an Australian patriot and you're in the parliament for Australia and Australians, get back to us, because at the moment, you're full of shit. And I don't care what One Nation supporters say, because you are being conned. One Nation is also an unlawful political party. If you want to do something for Australia and Australians, then you have to stand up and be counted and go against the unlawfulness and the unconstitutional government that we have at the moment. Because small parties like One Nation, Corey Bernardi's a dead duck in the water, even Jackie Lambie, who says all the right things, she's still in an unlawful parliament. She was still elected by an unlawful electoral system, because the two-party preferred system is unlawful. The Electoral Act is unlawful. The AEC is unlawful. It reports to the parliament, for God's sake. The AEC, which is supposedly the watchdog of all elections, reports to the parliament, who are the people that get elected. How can that possibly be? The standard, it's called the dual parliamentary standing committee, but it's parliament. And I posted yesterday an excerpt from Hansard, which is the record of the parliament, and it's from it's prior to the creation of our lawful constitution, and all of the talk within that Hansard excerpt is about taking the power away from the parliament, which they had before federation and before our lawful constitution, and giving it back to the people, self-determination. Yeah, and it's all talking about that, but the government denies that. But that's the legal, lawful record of parliament. How can they deny it? Can't. All right, that's it from me. Please join our Lawful Rebellion, our Aussie Patriots role. It's not difficult. The information that we ask you to supply to give you bona fide status is is in the public domain. Anyone can get it. Your driver's license is in the public domain. The electoral roll is in the public domain. Your rates notices are in the public domain. So I'm not asking you to give me your PIN number or the combination to your safe. All I want is bona fide details. And when you give me that, I can register you. And we're tipping 500 at the moment, and it's only been just under a week. So, I want to tell you all, I've got over 25,000 people that think that I'm worth listening to or not. And it's disappointing that you're not registering, because it's so easy to do. And if you have difficulty with computers and things like that, surely you can send me an email, grahamjeffs@outlook.com. It's in the post. And don't forget to read Larry's reprint in plain English of the Magna Carta. It's very well worth reading. And I suggest you read it, study it, print it, and understand it as you should do with all the links we've put out there. Arthur Cresby's Your Will Be Done booklet. That's very worth reading. People bag him, but you know what? He was probably one of he was a politician, but he was probably one of the only politicians that had the balls to actually say, we're not doing this right. We should be working for the people. Okay? And read that. And also the digital copy of our lawful constitution. Now, it doesn't include the 8 lawful changes because there unfortunately isn't a book, a constitution reprint of our lawful constitution with those 8, but those 8 are easy to find. So you get the digital copy of our lawful constitution, and then you get a print off of the 8 lawful changes, and you can read that into the lawful constitution. And remember that the green edition of the constitution is is the Australian government corporation copy. All right, the Whitlam creation. All right, guys, we have to do this. I mean, we're all getting older. The younger generation, the generation coming through, unfortunately, have been absolutely conned, and you know, more so than us. We're waking up. It's taking us. I'm 65. It's taken us. You know, or it's taken me. You know, the last 10, 15 years to understand what's really going on. And remember, I was a third generation Labor voter. All right, working class. You know, my dad's dad, me. We all voted Labor until the penny dropped, and we realised that, you know what, it's one bird. The Parliament is a bird. Right wing, left wing, same bird. Okay, so, and all of the other peripherals around it, they're all unlawful. I mean, GAP gave it a good shake. They were an unincorporated political party, but for reasons that I won't get into here, it didn't work. Now, you know, I'm a big supporter of Wayne Glue. You know, there's Wayne, there's Vic Sturgeon, there's Vincent Ashley, there's Larry Hannigan, Mike Holt. There's a whole bunch of people out there, and they're all working their asses off to get you to listen and to take action. All right? Article 61 of the Magna Carta gives you the common right, an inalienable right to protest when the government that you elect to govern in your will or at your will goes rogue and starts treating you like a slave, because that's what we got at the moment. All right? That's it. Thank you, Josie, Don, Bronwyn, Dale, Ben, and anyone else that was listening. Thanks for listening. Please share, because I can't. And I can't even comment on some of my posts I can comment on, but as soon as I mention anything that's political or anything to do with law, lawfulness, constitution, or anything like that, it just says to me, sorry, we cannot post at the moment. Please try again later, which means that they've chopped me off. God bless you all. God bless Australia, Advance Australia Fair, and God save the Queen.